Hi friends, welcome back to She's in Her Element. If you are new here, my name is Shawn. Welcome to my home. If you're not new here. So, I've been telling you guys about this 6 different chicken marinades that I love to do with my bulk chicken. And I love it because it's easy peasy. I mean, you could take your bulk chicken and literally just freeze it, or you could bust it down into individual serving sizes and freeze that. But when you pull it out, you still have to think of something to do with it. Sometimes I don't have the time to think of something or the time to put it together. So having something all ready to go in the freezer is perfect for me. And this marinade just works out fine. Seems like it's a lot of ingredients to it, but there really isn't. The base is the same. It's an olive oil base, and just the seasonings will change that go into it and whatnot. But that's what makes this so fantastic and so easy. So, without further ado, let's get this going. Okay, I'm going to be using 2 different kinds of chicken to put this marinade together. I have some boneless, skinless chicken thighs that I absolutely love, and I had the chicken breasts that were still left over. So what I did is I sliced some of them up and I cubed some of them up. And that's how I prefer them for certain recipes of the marinade. And the chicken thighs will stay whole, and they will also go into the marinade. One thing that you need to know about marinade, you only need a half a cup of marinade for every 1.5 pounds of chicken that you have. You don't need very much at all, which is great. There's no waste. You can do it probably with what you have on hand. Easy peasy. Another thing I like to do is, one of the marinades is a fajita marinade. And I actually like to have the peppers cut up, and I'll add that separately to the bag. Not mixed with the marinade, but they will be in the bag in the freezer. So when I grab it, everything's just right there. All I have to do is heat up some tortillas and some cheese, whatever else I want to have with it, and that's a nice easy meal. I also have my freezer bags, and I like to put them in quarts, and I have the gallon one because this will hold the chicken fajitas with the peppers, and I just want a bigger bag. And I just simply label them with the date and for what marinade they are. And I love this. For those busy nights that you have, this is perfect. So, okay, let us start with the chicken fajita. I'm going to list the marinades below in the description. So if you don't catch what I'm doing right now, don't worry about it. You can just go into the description and I will have all 6 marinades listed with the ingredients needed there, so you'll be able to put it together. All right, we're going to start with a 1/4 cup of our olive oil. And again, this is like the base for all of them, which makes it so simple. There's our olive oil. To that, I am going to add 2 tablespoons of lime juice. You can use fresh lime, you could use the bottled lime like I am. I'm using the bottled because this is what I have on hand in my pantry. I'm not going to go buy anything else. You're going to also add a tablespoon of rice vinegar. I just love the smell of rice vinegar. We are going to add a teaspoon of chili powder. And I'm using a 1/2 teaspoon measurer for this, so I'm just going to put 2 in. There's our teaspoon. We're going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of ground cumin. We're going to add 1/8 of a teaspoon of paprika. I love paprika. I use it in everything. So if I have a little bit more, so be it. I just think it's a very versatile spice. We're going to add a teaspoon of our garlic powder. I just made a mess. This is all good. What else do we need? We need a teaspoon of minced garlic. And I happen to have some jarred, so that's what we're going to use. Drain off the liquid. I love garlic, so I actually add just a little bit more because I just think it's so yummy. Okay, what else? We're going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I'm just going to use some pink Himalayan. 1/8 teaspoon of black pepper. You could use white. Really doesn't matter. And then we are going to put in a tablespoon of cilantro, but I am not a fan of cilantro. It's one of those herbs, you either love it or you hate it. I don't like it. So you can use parsley instead. Just get a little bit more in. And we are just going to mix this together. Now obviously, because this is the chicken fajitas, we're going to use the sliced chicken for this. That's it. The marinade is all together, delicious, easy, not very much in there. Let's find a fajita chicken bag. Take our sliced chicken, get it all in there. I'm gonna go wash my hands. All right, our sliced fajita chicken is in the bag, and all I'm going to do is dump all of this marinade in there. I am going to seal it and remove the air. I kind of like to fold it to get the air out. And then I just kind of squish it all together. That's it. That's the chicken. Easy peasy. Now, I'm going to put this in the bigger Ziploc bag. And I'm also going to add some sliced pepper. I have some yellow bell pepper and some red bell pepper. You could use any color peppers you want. You can omit the peppers. You can add onions. I'm not going to add onions to this bag because I do have onions all ready to go in the freezer. So when it's time to make this meal, all I'm going to need to do is pull out a little extra onions. And there you have it. An entire meal right here in the bag. Easy, easy. Chicken fajitas ready to go. And we're on to the next. All right, next up is our lemon chicken. So again, I am going to start with a 1/4 cup of olive oil. The olive oil is basically the base for every one of these marinades, I believe. So, 1/4 cup right there. I'm going to have to open my bigger jar of garlic because we need a little bit more. And to this, it says to add 3 cloves of minced garlic. Really not counting, just kind of doing like a heaping tablespoon. Again, I love garlic, and I'm of the belief you can never have too much garlic. Garlic and butter. You can never have too much butter in a recipe. So, got my garlic in there. I am now going to add some lemon juice. I'm just going to put in 3 tablespoons of our lemon juice. Again, you can use fresh lemon juice if you have it, or you can just simply use the kind like I am. We're going to do a half of a teaspoon of ground mustard. Go. Hold it at a half. We're also going to use a teaspoon of dill. You can use fresh, you can use dried, it really doesn't matter with these. One more in there. I love dill. I think that's another great herb. So versatile. To that we are going to add a half of a tablespoon of rice vinegar. Seeing the pattern yet? And then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of honey. But here's my tip. Before you put the honey in your measurer, you want to just give it a nice little spritz with some oil, with your spray oil, because that's going to make the honey slide out so easy. Yeah, we'll just squeeze that. It's like a game changer. If you have to put anything sticky in a measurer, spray it with some oil first. Look at that. Just came right out. 1. And 2. Calls for teaspoons in the recipe. I like the tablespoons because I like it a little sweeter. When I put the recipe in the description, I'm going to put the original recipe there for you. And then again, some salt. 1/4 teaspoon. I like to use pink Himalayan. And now we're just going to mix this one up. That smells really good. The fajita one smelled delicious too. That's the problem with making these marinades, is I get hungry. And it's what, 8:30 and I haven't had my dinner yet? It was a very long day with Ryder and Rosie today. Let's get rid of this. Now, for this one, I'm actually going to use the chicken thighs. So we're going to open our package. And I like the chicken thighs because these are going to go on the grill. Always sniff my chicken to make sure. It's just me, I'm weird like that. Let's get some chicken thighs. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to dump our marinade in. And for this one, I'm actually going to grab a little spatula because I want to get all this goodness out and into my bag. All that honey and all those bits of garlic I want in the bag. Let me wash my hands real quick. And again, I am just going to take the air out of this bag. Give my chicken a little slosh around. You can see it's just absolutely loaded in the garlic and the seasonings, which I love. Second one is done and ready for the freezer. Let's see. Next we're gonna do the barbecue. And again, I'll use the chicken thighs for that one. So, we will again start with our 1/4 cup of olive oil. And now I'm gonna add a 1/4 cup of barbecue sauce. And you can use whatever barbecue sauce you like. I happen to like Carolina, so I'm gonna use Sticky Fingers. I just love the mustard, honey mustard taste smell that goes with that. So we're gonna add a 1/4 cup of that in there. Now we are going to do a teaspoon, 1 teaspoon of the chili powder. Again, I'll use my half, so I'll put 2. That makes 1. I'm going to use a 1/2 teaspoon of paprika. We're going to get into the garlic. It asks for 2 cloves. Again, I say, can you ever really have too much garlic? To that, the answer is no. I'm going to try to grow some garlic, so maybe I can have some for next year. Well, this year. We'll see how that goes. And salt and pepper. Salt. Pepper. Mix that one up. This one's a little harder to mix up because you have to incorporate that barbecue sauce into the oil, and it does take a hot minute. But doesn't everything that's good take a hot minute? Hope you all had a nice holiday today. We had a very busy day with Ryder and Rosie here. We played Mousetrap and Candyland and Chutes and Ladders and Connect 4. Nana is very tired. Alright. Again, this one's gonna go on the barbecue, so I'm gonna use my whole chicken thighs. And we are going to dump our sauce mixture right in there. I'm going to use my fork, get all of that out. The air out. Give it a squish. You want to get it all on that chicken. And there you have it. Third one is done. Do you see how quick and easy this goes? And then it's just done. A little bit of prep work now saves you time later. So let me wash my hands and we'll get on to the fourth one. All right, let's get this next one going. Ooh, just put my finger in some sticky honey. Yuck. All right, which one's next? Next, we're gonna do the teriyaki chicken. And for this one, I like to have my meat cubed up. So this one's gonna be a little bit different. This one, we're gonna start with a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. And then we're gonna add 2 teaspoons of ground ginger. So I'm gonna use a half, so I'll be putting 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Some of my measurements are a little bit over, some might be a little bit under. I'm not an exact kind of girl. Next we need, but I am blind, a 1/2 teaspoon of sriracha. And the only sriracha they had was a plant-based, gluten-free one, which I'm sure will be fine. It's in the trash. Smells like sriracha to me. How much sriracha? Just a 1/2 teaspoon. If you like a little more heat, you could add a little more heat to it. These recipes can be tweaked and adapted. You can omit something, you could add something. Like with the teriyaki we're doing now, you could even put sesame seeds if you wanted. I don't want them in there, that's just me. But you can tweak these to fit your needs. We're going to add 2 cloves of our garlic. You getting hungry watching this too, bud? It's not for you, my man. Everything I make, my dog thinks is for him. This one we're going to add 3 tablespoons of maple syrup. And I'm not talking Aunt Jemima, but if that's all you had, you could use that. It would be just fine. I'm going to use the real maple syrup, if I can get it open. I'm not playing too nice. There we go. Okay. Well, that was a chore. Now I'm really tired. What did I say? 3 tablespoons. We'll use the garlic. 1. 2, 3. And we need 2 tablespoons of fresh chopped green onion. Look at that, I already have it cut up. How about that? Saving time. I have definitely more than 2 tablespoons of it, but I like it. And we're going to use 2 tablespoons of the rice vinegar. Two. And we're just going to mix this one up. This one smells so good. And I've had all of these a million times. They are really delicious marinades. They're not too potent. They're not too weak. It's just like the perfect flavor. Everything just meshes together nicely. It's exactly the amount that you want. And for the teriyaki chicken, I like to serve it cubed. So let's find our teriyaki bag. And I have my chicken already cubed right here. Wash my hands super quick. I hate the slimy chicken feel on my hands. It's just gross. And you know, you don't want to track it all around your kitchen anyways. All right, so let me dump this in as well. Get the air out of this bag and seal it. Give this one a shimmy shake. This one's definitely a looser marinade, so it's easier to get all over the chicken. But boom, there's number 4. All right, we are rolling right along. I told you this was just easy peasy. All right, let's do Italian chicken. This one is really good. I enjoy this. I'm going to use the rest of my chicken thighs for this because I like this one on my grill as well. So let's give this cup a little rinse because I don't want the soy sauce in there. And again, we're going to go with a 1/4 cup of olive oil. A little EVOO. Who started that? Oh, Rachel Ray. I like her. Who is your all-time favorite chef to watch on TV? Who inspires you to cook? For me, it is the one and only Julia Childs. I can watch the French Chef all day long. I have DVDs of her. I am able to watch her whenever I want. And I just admire that woman so much because she was in her 40s when she learned to cook. Kudos. Right on. All right, 1/4 cup of olive oil. We are going to do a tablespoon of lemon. Let's see, let's use this one, tablespoon. My hand is making a mess. Just shot that right across all over my poor little paprika. All right, a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. I knew I would forget something. I usually do. All right, apple cider vinegar. A tablespoon of water. Just a little straight up H2O. 1 teaspoon of Italian seasonings. 1 teaspoon. A teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Now I'm using red chili flakes, so I'm not putting as much. These things are pretty hot. A clove of garlic minced. Shocker. Let's see, let's rinse this out. Oh, just says 1 clove, so I'll do like 1 1/2. And we need some parsley, 2 tablespoons of parsley and some basil. I love basil. I'm supposed to put in a tablespoon of basil. And there you go. That's it. We're gonna mix this one up. This one just even totally smells so Italian. One cat just really scared the other one. That was funny. Okay, let us take our Italian chicken bag. Let's get our chicken in there. Yukon and Tiger, knock it off. Let me rinse my hands real quick. My cats are being fresh to each other, so any scuffling and sounds you hear, that would be Yukon and Tiger. Alright, I'm gonna actually whip this one up again, because this one separates real quick. And dump it lickety split, boom, boom, boom. Get the air out of this bag. And there you have it. Number 5. That chicken thing. And we're on the last one. The last one is, this is an actual super flavorful one. This is the balsamic chicken, and we're gonna start with a 1/4 cup of the olive oil. Balsamic vinegar. I have spices everywhere. I told you, I will show you my spice collection one day. Balsamic vinegar, we're going to add 3 tablespoons, and I'm going to use the garlic one because this has garlic in it. We'll be adding that shortly. So it's not going to hurt anything. 1, 2, 3. And I'm also a stickler, always buy good balsamic vinegar. It makes all the difference in your recipes. Just get a good one. That and olive oil. You need to have a good olive oil. All right. We're going to add some salt to that. We're going to add some pepper. I'm going to rinse this quickly. We're going to get some of that garlic. Calls for 2 cloves, so 2 tablespoons works for me. And this one calls for fresh basil. So we are going to add basil. I don't have any fresh, I have dried. That's what I'm using in all of these. You want to mix this one really good. You got to get the oil and the vinegar together just like you would for salad dressing. You know what works really good is doing it in a mason jar and giving it a good old shimmy shake. But you can also do it by hand. And for the balsamic chicken, I like to do this one in strips. Kind of like we do the fajitas. I'll wash my hand real quick. Give this another good zhuzh. And then a nice quick dump. Whoop. Boom. Done. All right. So again, we have our chicken fajitas right here with our peppers. They're in a bigger bag, but the marinade is separate from the peppers. We have our barbecue chicken. Doesn't that look good? Balsamic chicken. That looks delicious. Like, seriously, how good does that look? Look at the herbs and spices there. Oh. We have our lemon chicken loaded with dill. It is so good. What's this one? Our Italian. That wiped right off, but I know that's my Italian chicken. How crazy is that? It like literally wiped right off. Huh. All right. Chicken teriyaki. 6 of them. And it really didn't take us any time at all. Well, I promised you easy, and that's exactly what you got. If you are alone in your kitchen with these recipes, doing it yourself, you would not be talking to anyone, you would not be pausing to explain, and it would just go like that. I honestly believe this is all done in under 20 minutes. It's that quick. And I have 6 meals. Like, that is awesome. I don't have to think about things. If I have a very busy night, I can literally just pull something out. You can have them with noodles, you could have them with potatoes, you could have it with rice. The possibilities are really endless with this, which is what I truly like. You can tweak the recipes to fit your needs if that's what you want, but I really highly suggest trying these marinades. It just doesn't get easier than this. And who can't use a little bit of easy in their lives? I know I can use all the easy I can get. I'm tired. My hands hurt so bad, I need to go soak them in some hot water again. Doesn't really help. Nothing really helps. I have rheumatoid arthritis, but because of my age, my doctors don't want to do anything about it yet. I'm going to be 50 this year. And if my hands hurt, let's fix them. So I'm hoping this is the year they will listen to me. This is just a very painful thing. If you have RA, you know what I'm going through. But I want to thank you for joining me tonight as I showed you those marinades that I promised. January is almost over. I've got to come up with something super good to can next. The enchiladas are working on the poll as far as being the ones winning. But it's a close behind for just something different altogether. So I'm going to put some thought into it. I want to come up with something really super yummy and super good to share with you guys that we can add to our shelves and our piles and just make life a little bit easier for us. So again, thank you so much for joining me. If you like the video, please hit the like button, hit that bell so you never miss anything. I'm not just all about cooking. There's some really good stuff coming up, and I'm super excited to share that with you. I have some projects and furniture redos coming up, so I'm super excited for that. I'm trying to pick out my wallpaper for my dining room, and yes, it is kind of themed to chickens, so I'll probably be putting a poll up and sharing that with you. I want to see what your opinions are of this, because I am the crazy chicken lady after all. So thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel to never miss anything. And don't forget, don't hate, appreciate. Let's lift each other up. Thanks so much, guys. You have a great evening, and I'll see you soon.